What's up, guys? My name's Ben.
And I'm Tia, and today we are talking about top things we wish we knew before having a baby. Number one, babies should sleep in your room up to 4 to 6 months, but it is also recommended up to a year. We did not know this until about a month before Layla was born. Good thing we did have a bassinet though already for like traveling and everything, but yeah, we did not know this at all.
So we ended up buying and building a crib, making her entire nursery, and so we thought that we were going to be able to just have her sleep in there right away. That is not the case, especially to really protect against SIDS.
Yeah. And I think now it'd be so tough to have her in her own nursery in her own room just because right away she woke up so much and having to keep going back and forth or just staying in her room 24/7, it would have been a lot. So it's nice having like a bedside bassinet just right next to me so I'm able to just reach over and feed her, change her, you're changing her and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, number one,
Your baby sleeps in your room with you.
yeah, it's shocker.
So alongside with your baby sleeping in your room with you, we quickly found out number two, which she is a noisy sleeper. Every single baby is different, but little Layla makes a lot of noises, a lot of funny screeches, and whatever else throughout the night, of which can wake and keep you up. Last
Yeah.
night was a good example.
Yeah, she grunts a lot and oohs and like it's she farts in her sleep and it's just like yeah, it's a lot. So if she's right next to me, so I'm a very light sleeper, so it's hard for me to sleep sometimes. Um I mean, it's probably easier for you to sleep because she's a little bit farther away, but yeah, their newborns are very loud sleepers, especially when bless you.
Bless you,
That was her.
Layla.
Especially when they're congested, which that goes into number 3. They are congested a lot. The very first, like she's still congested and she's 7 weeks turning 8 weeks. Just because their nose and airways are so small that even like a small little booger or anything in there can cause a lot of noise and a lot of congestion as well. So that is number 3. They're number 2. They're loud sleepers, and number 3, they are congested a lot. So we've been using Freedom Mom with bath times, and we got a nose sucker to help out. And we tried saline spray, which we need to start doing a little bit more. But yeah,
Number four is stay in the hospital that extra day. Layla was born at 2:52, and so we had a chance to stay a whole nother day. For some reason, T and I were really eager to get home. We didn't get much sleep at the hospital that one night that we did stay. And when we did bring her home, we underestimated the amount of sleep and recovery we would have been able to get if we would have had nurses there and we would have been able to hand her off to them instead of coming right home.
yeah, and mainly this goes into actually number 5 is that she cluster fed the second day, and my milk was just coming in, and I didn't really know what was going on, and she was just wanting to feed every 30 minutes at nighttime, so that was really tough on me, and trying to figure out why she was crying the entire time. So we were calling to the postpartum room and saying like, "Hey, what's going on?" And it was normal. So if we would have stayed that second day, because our insurance covered 48 hours after Layla was born, then I think if we would have stayed that second day, we'd have had a lot more smooth going with everything. But now we're recommending it to all of our friends and anybody that we know that are having babies. Just stay that extra day, 48 hours if your insurance covers it and everything. So
Yes. And also get like that recovery because we pretty much pulled 36 straight hours of no sleep.
yeah,
And we had so much family coming in and wanting to visit Layla. And so it was just a lot. And
yeah.
so struggling those next 2 nights of cluster feeding and being up, we were like, what the heck?
Yeah. If you hear her right now, she's right next to us. But yeah, number 4 was to stay in the hospital, and number 5 is cluster feeding, and I had no idea really what cluster feeding was. So cluster feeding is when babies are feeding every 30 minutes for about 4 to 5 hours. It can kind of vary with each baby, but I had no idea about this at all. But in the womb, they're connected to your placenta, so they're feeding on demand whenever they want. But when they're out of the womb, obviously they're not feeding on demand unless you're doing it for them. And yeah, so that was very tough, and I really wish we were there next day in the hospital, so I had an understanding of what was going on and not getting emotional and getting upset during that second day and thinking that I'm a terrible parent or terrible mother. So,
And that leads us to number 6, which is sometimes babies just cry. As a first time parent, it is so hard to hear your baby cry, and you just wish that you could do anything to soothe them and make them feel better. So, biggest advice is go through like your checklist, making sure their diapers changed, they're well fed, etc. But sometimes they just need to cry to get out energy, and there's no really reason behind it.
tip number 7 is that it's okay to put your baby down so that you're able to do things. In the beginning, like the first 2, 3 weeks, I did not want to put Layla down out of my sight just because I'm a first time parent. First time parent with a newborn, and you were gone with work. And so it was hard for me to go even take a shower, go to the bathroom. Like I would hold my pee the entire day because I didn't want to put her down, put her on my side, which sounds crazy and sounds like common sense, like, girl, you need to do this. But I just wish I know that it would have been okay to just put her down. You'll be fine. She'll be fine. As long as you put them down in like a bassinet, on the floor on a blanket, somewhere safe to put them down to do something. Not like on a bed or on their changing table and walking away. But I just wish I would have known that.
Number 8 is to buy newborn clothes. We received the advice from numerous people that we shouldn't buy any because they're going to grow out of it too fast and they may not even fit into it when they're born. We fortunately did buy a couple, but we had to buy even more because it's what they're going to live in for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And everything else was just, the 0 to 3 months was just too big and too big.
Now, don't go overboard and buy like a whole wardrobe of newborn clothes, but just having those extra like 3, 4 pieces of clothing is nice, especially if they throw up on them and you don't have time to wash laundry, you know, 2 to 3 times a day. So just having like 3 to 4 newborn clothes for us worked great.
That leads us right into number 9, which is every single parent will have advice or an opinion for you. We found this out very quickly during Tia's pregnancy that we received a lot of opinions and a lot of advice, from the littlest things to the biggest things. And the truth of the matter is that every single baby is different, every single pregnancy is different, every single situation is different. So don't be discouraged if something that another parent did works for them and it doesn't work for you.
Number 10 is body odor. I did not expect my body odor to change postpartum, but it does. It happens. And the reason why is that your hormones change so that your baby is able to find your boob. So that's why your armpits are going to be a little bit more smellier than usual so that your baby is able to find your boob easier, which is awesome. It's crazy, but not fun at the same time. Now being about 7 weeks postpartum, though, it doesn't really affect me. I think it kind of went away around, I think like 3 weeks, 4 weeks that I stopped noticing it. And you told me that you never really noticed it either.
No, never did.
But I noticed it right away in the beginning. And yeah, it's babies are just trying to find their boob if you're breastfeeding. And that's just how Mother Nature and God made us. So that's awesome. Number 11 is also postpartum related. And that is your belly is going to be sore. It's kind of like you just did a lot of ab workouts and now you're done doing your ab workouts, aka pregnancy, and now your belly is just really, really sore. I knew obviously I was going to be very sore down there, but I didn't expect I was going to be sore in my stomach. So having a belly band that first couple days helped a lot. Especially, it was hard for me to breathe for some reason. Of just like, I didn't have any muscle to hold and embrace. So having that belly band just to embrace me right there felt really good. Next tip is tracking naps. Also alongside tracking diapers and feedings, but mainly tracking naps just because when babies get overtired, they are so hard to put down.
Yep.
And right in the beginning, I guess we never really tracked her naps or sleeping at all. So we didn't really know how much she was sleeping. We just figured, okay, when she's tired, she'll fall asleep. That's not always the case, especially with our little one. She has to be put down even if she seems wide awake and happy. Because if she's not put down, she's going to get really overtired and she's going to take a couple hours to get down.
Sassy.
Yes, very, very sassy. Right now, we're using the Huckleberry app, and that's able to track her sleep, when she's nursing, her diapers, her bath times, tummy time, how much she's growing, how much she weighs. It has pretty much everything, the medicine on there that you're able to track. So when we go to pediatrician visits and they ask about how she's feeding and how many diapers does she do a day, then we're able to just pull that up and show them.
Number 13 is that teamwork makes the dream work. So communication is essential. Being on the same page with each other and knowing each other's responsibilities. For us, we got a nice nighttime routine of which we really didn't even really communicate right away. We just kind of fell into proper roles as far as waking up, changing her diaper in the middle of the night, handing her off for feeding, burping, and right back to the bassinet to sleep. And that's what we did, and we still do to this day.
I am very fortunate to have Ben help out so much with Layla and all of her needs. My heart goes out to all these single parents because honestly, I have no idea how you guys do it. Even when I'm home alone with her for the day, sometimes it is tough. And I don't know how you guys do it. So my heart goes out to all of you guys, and you guys are rock stars.
Major props.
Lastly is you are going to feel overwhelmed. And I knew this going into having a baby, that babies are tough and we were going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to get sleepless nights. But I didn't expect how hard it was going to be, but it is so rewarding as well.
100%. Yeah, becoming a new parent, having a child is unlike anything else. It is so rewarding, so amazing, so incredible. And yeah, we're just so lucky to have little Layla.
Thank you so much for watching our video today. And if you have any other tips for other parents, leave them in the comment section below, and we will see you in the next video.
Life's a treat, I just wanna try it. This is the good life.